Okay, what's up, YouTube family? God bless everybody. How y'all doing today? Much respect and much love to everybody in the love in the whole world. Today's video is gonna be about hitting truth and all the lies we've been told. So you need to investigate. So, like I said, everything I'm about to tell you, don't go by word of mouth. Do your own investigation and see, then come to a conclusion. After all the information I give you, then you uh do an investigation and then come to a conclusion of what you think is truth. Never go by word of mouth. So I'm gonna tell you one thing about Israel and the Israelis and the Palestinians fighting. They're really fighting over our land. That's black people land. That's not theirs. And everything you learned about being put on boats and taken from Africa, that's a lie. It's a straight bold faced lie. We were took from Israel, not Africa. So you're not supposed to know that because if you know we were taken from Israel, then you will know that that's our land. That's the land that's the promised land. That's the land that God promised the Israelites when they was taken out of bondage. That was the land that God promised them. That's our land. Our land is in Israel, and we was not took from Africa. That's a lie. We was took from Israel. How would you know if we was took from Africa or Israel? How would you know? We wouldn't. Who was when did slavery start? In the 1600s. Who was alive then? That can tell you. Who was alive? All the history you learned has been from history books. And I quote historians. You know what I'm saying? That you heard it from somebody. See, when people tell you things, you just can't go by word of mouth, man. You gotta have your own intuition, your own intellect to figure things out for yourself, because you could be been lied to this whole time. Slavery started in the 1600s. Who's alive from the 1600s to tell you where they was took from? No, you learned that from books and people, textbooks and people. That's where you learned that from. We were black. See, we were took from Israel and brought over to America to build this country. We was not took from Africa. We're not supposed to know that our land was Israel. So you would think that the Palestinians and Israelis they fighting over land, but they fighting over land that was supposed to be ours, black people. But we so sleep, we so high, we so worried about sex, we so worried about material things, basketball, football, that I could take these niggas' minds right off of that. How? Basketball contracts, multi-million. Football contracts, multi-million. Black entertainment, actors, actress, multi-million. That they use the money to control you. That why do I care? Why would I care from where my ancestors were took from? Whereas though my big account has seven digits. So they use the money to control you to whereas though you don't really care for it or sex. That like the sex is so good. I love having sex. I don't care about where my ancestors were took from. I don't care about that or the drugs. That's the main tool they use. The drugs. That's what really dumb you down. The medication and that they prescribe and the drugs. That's what dumbs you down. That's what take your consciousness way down to whereas though you'll never recover because you so subdued by the chemicals that they put in the medication and in the drugs that the medication in the drugs is designed to dumb you down, like to make you essentially a zombie, to where as though you have no fucking clue what's going on in the world, no fucking idea. You just want to please the flesh through sex or through drugs. So you don't really care about all the lies that's being told. So I'm trying to let you know, man, that we were really took from Israel. That we are the black Hebrews, black people. That the ones listen. If the Jews over in Israel don't believe in Jesus Christ, and in the Bible, Revelation 2, chapter 2, verse 9 says, the ones that call themselves Jews really do lie and really a synagogue of Satan. So you got to understand that if the Bible's telling us that the Jews, that the ones that call themselves Jews are liars and really a synagogue of Satan, so you just got to connect the dots. So if they lying and saying they Jews and they're not, then who are the real Jews? Okay, black people. So that can't be their land. If the Bible already states that they're Jews, that they're lying, that they're really a synagogue of Satan, then they occupying the land that's not theirs. If they lying about being Jews, what else are they lying about? Exactly. So you got to connect the dots yourself, man. All this knowledge I get comes straight from God. It comes straight from the source. That I'm not just making this shit up. That is all. I'm studying. I'm reading. I'm connecting all the dots. That I left the women alone. I left the drugs alone. So now I'm one with the source. So now I can really get at it. I can really get to the truth by being one with the source and taking myself from out of the world. As far as the women, as far as the drugs, and as far as the material things, then I can focus on the source because he approaches rapidly. But yeah, man, that is all a lie. Just like they said the Palestinians kidnapped 200 people. That's a lie. You got to focus, man. Just look at the discrepancies. You got to become an attorney. You have to become an attorney and poke holes in shit. Last week, about when the war when that war in quotation marks first started, they said, oh, they kidnapped 200 people. Oh, and then they let 4 go. But I just looked at the news earlier, and it said, oh, now they got 240 hostages. You just said they had 200 and then let 2 go. Now they got like 238. Like, you gotta look at the discrepancies, but they know people not gonna look at the discrepancies. They too stuck in the world. So they're not gonna look at that discrepancy and say, oh, y'all, somebody's lying. And then you said you've been bombing them. Israel said they've been bombing them. I mean, nonstop bombing. So how are you bombing them and they went from 198 to 240 and you bombing them? So you gotta understand that somebody's lying. So you gotta figure it out yourself that nobody ever attacked Israel. It was all a lie. And they just slaughtering them Palestinians. Just slaughtering them. Slaughtering them. You know? Just slaughtering them. Because they never did like them. They always was beefing. So now it's just, we just going to slaughter y'all to get you off our property. I'm saying not their property, but to get them off stolen land. You know? They're just slaughtering people. So, and nobody want to stand up. It's a shame that innocent kids and women are being murdered. And surrounding Arab nations won't slide. That's for a reason too. Well, like, right is right, man. Wrong is wrong. And then the Bible says you stand up for the women, you stand up for the children, you stand up for the sick, you stand up for the poor, you stand up for the elderly. Even if it means giving your life, you got to stand up. But yeah, just like 9/11, it's a lie. No terrorist ever attacked anybody. Why would a group of poor people attack a formidable opponent? Pay attention, man. Why would a group of poor people just come up with a plan? We're gonna go attack a superpower, knowing that they're gonna come and slaughter us. It's a fucking lie. Wake the fuck up. So it was all designed for them to go invade their country and drain their resources, man, through imperialism, so through force. Military force. Come on, man. Wake up. It's a lie. See, what the media does is they feed you the images and then create the narrative. Just like space. It's fucking fake. There is no fucking outer space. There is no fucking dinosaurs. You see what I'm saying? I learned about dinosaurs. I'm 37 now. I learned about dinosaurs when I was coming up in school. But the Brachiosaurus and Tyrannosaurus and all that dumb shit. That dinosaurs is not in the curriculum today. Ask any of your kids right now, if you have any kids, do y'all learn about dinosaurs? No, that shit fake. It's designed to take your mind off of our true history and off of Jesus Christ and the Messiah. The way they teach you about dinosaurs ruled the world. That's nowhere in the fucking Bible. Dinosaurs. It's fake. It's just like space. It's fake. There's no such thing as space. Just like when NBA star Steph Curry came out and said it publicly that space is fake. That they made him come out and say that oh no, it is real because he has influence. That we're essentially under a dome, man. It's a flat earth. We're under a fucking dome. You understand? There's no fucking such thing as space. That when you crack that firmament, that's the heavens up top. That's where God resides. There's no fucking space, yo. And the only how you seen space is because of what? Huh? Images on what? TV, huh? And on newspaper, magazines. Have you ever seen space in person? To say, yo, I seen Pluto, I seen Mars. Have you ever seen it? No. You heard that shit or read it or seen it on images of TV. It's fake. There's no such thing as outer space. When you crack that firmament, that's where God resides. You understand? So get it out your mind. Space is fucking fake. It's not real. It's not real. No space shuttle missions, none of that shit. It's not real. It's all designed to keep you away from God. If you think space is up there and you think it's planets up there, then then in your mind, God is not up there. Right? Right? Because it's planets up there. It's outer space, huh? There's no such thing as outer space, man. It's fake. We live inside of a dome. They put this shit right in your face in I believe the Simpsons movie. And they was essentially trapped inside of a dome during the whole movie. They're showing us that through that fucking cartoon, they put so many subliminal messages. Through that cartoon, it's showing you that there's no such thing as space, yo. We're inside of a dome. And then when they say all these millionaires and billionaires want to take trips to space, why? Because they know somebody like you can never afford that. So you ain't gonna never want to go. Only millionaires and billionaires do it. It's a lie, yo. The Earth is flat. We're essentially inside of a dome. Why you think that they always talking about cracking the ceiling, putting a crack in the ceiling? We always hear it on commercials, TV, sports. Crack the ceiling. Crack the ceiling. I think when Hillary Clinton lost the presidential race to Donald Trump, she was like, we didn't crack that ceiling this time. But we're gonna try even harder to crack that ceiling. They put it right. They saying it right in front of your faces and subliminal messages. Crack the firmament, man. Crack the firmament. You see what I'm saying? We didn't shatter that. We didn't shatter the ceiling. We didn't shatter it. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, dinosaurs are made up. It's fake. Space is fake. That's some stuff. Is to make you think that God doesn't reside up there. God resides outside the firmament, man. That's why in the Bible it says Jesus is going to crack the sky and come through. Jesus is going to read the fucking Bible. It tell you that when Jesus come, he going to crack the sky. The sky going to crack. What does that mean? The firmament is going to crack. And he's going to come through and place judgment. So I just want to let y'all know that, man, and don't you know how like they got the Christmas domes, like the glass domes that is glass and there's like a liquid inside of there and it's like whatever it may be, like a little house or a tree or a Santa Claus. They put it right in your face, yo. The little Christmas domes, the little domes they have what is basically a glass. And inside the glass is like, it could be like what? It could be like little snowflakes falling down on somebody, or it could be like a gingerbread house or something. That's right there, symbolism of the earth, man. We're essentially inside of a dome. That place yourself inside that Christmas globe. Place yourself inside of there. So we're essentially inside of a dome. There's a movie like that too that came. It's called Krampus. That they were showing. It's called Krampus. Look it up. It's called Krampus. It's a horror genre. Krampus. Look it up. At the end of the movie, that basically the whole family was stuck inside of a dome, inside of a Christmas globe. The whole family. That's basically symbolism of showing us that's what we are inside of, a dome. That the earth is flat. We're inside of a dome. Someone repeat it. There's no such thing as outer space. That's fake. There's no such thing as dinosaurs. That's fake. It's all lies. And they put these images on TV, newspapers, books, magazines, so it can get programmed in your mind, so you can never figure out the truth. You feel me? All right, next. We're gonna be moving along. Christmas, don't celebrate it. Is the celebration of the execution of Jesus Christ. Don't celebrate Christmas. Is the celebration of the execution of Jesus Christ. The tree, the Christmas tree, that's the body of Christ. I talked about this in previous videos. The body of Christ, that's the tree. What do we do on Christmas? We hang stuff. We hang stuff on the tree. And the crown of thorns, the tree, the angel that we put on top of the tree, that's the crown of thorns. So on every 25th of December, we're not celebrating the Christ's birthday. We're celebrating the execution of Jesus Christ. I don't celebrate none of that stuff anyway, but I'm just trying to let y'all know what y'all celebrating. That you celebrating our King being hung and betrayed. So you got to understand that Christmas is one of the saddest times of the year. Is one of the most depressed times. Spiritually, people are depressed. You shouldn't be depressed if it's Christ's birthday. Am I correct? And what do we do on Christmas? Nobody say Oh, it's Christ's birthday. They trying to buy gifts for their girlfriend, their sons, their kids, their mom, their nieces. And what does Christ say about material things? That's not of God. Material things is not of the Father. And we all struggle around what? Christmas time, what? To appease people, to make people happy. And what? Buying gifts, material things. Christ was never about material things. He was poor. Jesus Christ and the disciples was poor. They were poor. And Christ was more about picking up the next man. And then the next man picking up the next man. And then the next man picking up the next man. And then the woman picking up the next woman. And then the next woman picking up the next woman. Picking up the next woman. Christ was all about unity and helping, not material stuff. So I can easily strike Christmas down just by how Jesus Christ lived his life. I can strike that down. He didn't give no gifts. He helped people, and he called out the frauds, and he came for the sinners so they can repent and turn their sight to God. He came essentially to be the sacrificial lamb to be slain for from the foundation of the earth. So we can be justified in the sight of God. So he came to wash our sins away. He ain't come giving gifts. So I can strike down Christmas just by that. Not because of what I just told you about the knowledge I have about it with the Christmas tree and all that. I could just strike down how the way he lived his life and how he lived on the earth. That he ain't come giving gifts. He came to wash away the sin and show people how to live and live a righteous life. You know? But yeah, man, I just want to give you all that knowledge today, man. Just wake up. The media paints the narrative by painting it. Well, they put the images out on TV, correct? And then they draw any narrative they want. And because we so fucking high on drugs and we more worried about the material world and more worried about sex, that's the biggest tool they use, the sex and the drugs. That's the biggest thing they use to take your sight away from the truth in God. But if you can just see, only why I'm getting this knowledge is because, like I said, I'm on sperm retention, and I don't do any drugs, and I'm really trying to align myself with the will of God. That not everybody can't do that, man. They gotta have the sex. They gotta get high. So they never gonna really tap into the high consciousness. I'm operating on a very high consciousness, to where as though before I wake up, I know exactly what to expect on my day, in my day. You know, I'm operating on a very high consciousness. To tell you the truth, it's like I'm not even here, man. I'm already dead. I'm just being honest with you, audience. I'm not even here, man. I'm just. You can just see me in a physical form, but my brain and my spirit. Let's say my spirit and my consciousness is with God right now. I'm just here, just as a soldier for Him working. But to be honest with y'all, I'm not really here. I've been gone. Once I woke up and my consciousness and frequency and vibration rise, I'm with God right now. My consciousness right now, I'm with God. I'm just in this body, just a vessel for Him, a vessel working for Him. But my consciousness is with God. Is with God. I'm just a vessel right now, just doing His work in the physical form, fighting Satan for Him as a soldier. You know? But I'm really with God right now. So that's why I'm so unafraid to die. Because I know that I'm just here fulfilling a contract that I made with God before I got here, before I was in my mother's womb, before I was born. I made a contract with God. And see, people don't think like that because they not on a high consciousness. They think they were just born and they just going to be a rapper or be a football player. That God knew you before you was born. Before you enter your mother's womb, God knew who you were and what your job was to do. But see, once we get here, the programming takes us away from our purpose. See, you got to understand, the game of life is like a game of checkers or chess. Take out the strategy, you're just picking a side. Take out the strategy in the game of checkers or chess. What are you doing? You're just picking a side. So, like a video game too, it's two controllers. God has one, Satan has one. People don't think like that. They're not operating on a high consciousness. I'm going to repeat it. The game of checkers and chess. Take out the strategy. You're just picking a side. A video game. Player 1, player 2. Player 1 is God. Player 2 is Satan. It's just that simple. And we all puppets. We all just essentially puppets. See, it was hard for me, man, once I started realizing all this truth that it's so fucking deep, man. You wouldn't imagine how deep this shit is. It's so fucking deep, yo. That we all out here, we all down here just think that we're supposed to get married and have kids and well, whatever, play sports and go to work. No, 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 no. No. We're essentially on a fucking battlefield right now. We call it to a battlefield, not a playground. Right. And it's good against evil. You know? It's so big, man. It's so big than what you can ever imagine. That no, it's not what you think it is. You here to fight for God and honor God, to let Satan know that our king will reign. Fuck you. See, and then Satan got soldiers too, the ones that do all the wickedness and commit sin. So they turn away from God and go with Satan. Just like how God, how Satan was so prideful and went against God. Humans do it too. They rather fulfill their selfish desires and selfish pleasures than to pick up their cross daily and walk with it. They don't want to fight Satan because they like what he's offering, the money, the sex. You know, I had a job that I applied for, and they said, "Oh, only how you can get this job if you get vaccinated." I said, "No, I'm cool. Fuck you. I'm not taking no vaccine. I'm an anti-vaxxer. I'm against the vaccine." So they was like, "Oh, well, we can't hire you then." I said, "Okay. I'd rather just continue to struggle then until something else come available for me." Then I turned it down. They said, "Are you willing to get vaccinated? You make $17 an hour." I said, "No." They said, "Well, we can't hire you." I said, "Okay." See, that's what Satan do. He offer you. He offer you money or income, but you got to give me something for it. I want you to take this needle. Fuck you, pussy. I don't know what's in that needle. I don't know what you injected in me. I was just sick 2 weeks ago, and I got better within 72 hours, taking no medication. So why would I take that vaccine? And people done died off of that shit. One guy told me he hasn't been the same since he took it. Why would I take it? I'm an anti-vaxxer. I'm against the vaccine. But that was a video for today. Just like I said, everything I told y'all, look it up. Don't go off of word of mouth. I don't expect you to believe a stranger. I'm a stranger. But just look it up, man. Everything I've told y'all today, look it up and draw correlations and investigate. Look for inconsistencies. Like I said, and look for discrepancies. Like I said, the news, the media, they put the images out there and then create any narrative they want. Because they know that the world is basically fucking walking dead. They don't know what the fuck is going on, so they're gonna believe anything we tell them. You understand? But I love y'all very much, man, and y'all have a nice day.